Final Destination 3 gave us one of the most claustrophobic nightmares in the franchise. Ashley and Ashlyn head to a tanning salon to get ready for spring break. Simple enough, right? But these two decide to crank the heat way past the recommended level because, well, they want results fast. The bed starts overheating, the temperature display begins flashing warnings, but by the time they realize something's off, the beds malfunction and lock from the inside. They try to open the lids, but nothing's working. The panic sets in fast. What makes this death so absolutely terrifying is the proximity to help. You're watching them bang on the glass from the inside, screaming at the top of their lungs while their skin starts to burn. The room temperature keeps climbing. The beds are literally becoming ovens. And here's the worst part. There are people right outside that door. Staff members, other customers, people who could save them. But the music in the salon is blasting so loud that nobody can hear them scream. They're cooking alive in glass coffins while life just goes on normally a few feet away. Oof, that proximity to safety but total inability to reach it? Yeah, absolutely brutal. Isaac Palmer from Final Destination 5 just wants to deal with his back pain. He heads to an acupuncture clinic for some alternative therapy. Seems safe, right? It's a healing place. Wrong. Isaac lies face down on the massage table while the acupuncturist inserts dozens of needles into his back. He's in a completely vulnerable position, unable to move without risking serious injury from the needles. The acupuncturist steps away to take a phone call, leaving Isaac all alone in the room. That's when things start going sideways. A candle tips over, starting a small fire. The sprinkler system activates. The water begins dripping onto exposed electrical outlets. And meanwhile, Isaac's lying there while all these needles are in his back, unable to get up safely. The table starts to tilt forward, objects begin falling from the ceiling, and those acupuncture needles? Yeah, they're being driven deeper into his own body by his own weight and the falling debris. He's being impaled by equipment designed to heal him. His hand gets trapped in a decorative fountain. The massage table collapses completely. A heavy shelf crashes down, and Isaac's head lands directly on a pointed Buddha statue. But even that doesn't kill him instantly. Then, the fire spreads quickly through the clinic. Isaac's trapped, injured, and watching the flames get closer. It's slow, it's painful, and absolutely brutal. Man, take something meant for healing and turn it into an instrument of torture? That's just messed up even for this franchise. Final Destination 2 opens with what might be the most realistic disaster in the entire series. Kimberly Corman has a premonition while waiting to merge onto the highway. And what she sees is pure chaos. A logging truck ahead of them hits a bump. The chain holding the logs in place snap. Suddenly, massive logs are rolling off the truck and bouncing across the highway like missiles. And what follows is a catastrophic pileup. A log smashes through a windshield, killing the driver instantly. Cars swerve to avoid the debris and slam into each other. An SUV flips over multiple times. A motorcycle gets crushed between two vehicles. Someone gets rear-ended so hard, they're decapitated by a piece of flying metal. The sound design sells the horror, screeching brakes, crunching metal, shattering glass, explosions as gas tanks rupture, and underneath it all, the screams. What makes this scene so effective is how real it feels. This isn't some elaborate Rube Goldberg death machine. It's just a normal highway accident that spirals way out of control in seconds. Every death is sudden, random, and brutal. And we've all been on highways. We've all driven behind trucks carrying lumber or pipes or steel beams. This scene takes that everyday experience and shows you the nightmare scenario we all try not to think about. Yeah, good luck not thinking about this next time you're stuck behind a logging truck. Hunt Wynorski in Final Destination is at a public pool, trying to show off for a girl. He ends up sitting directly on top of a pool drain. At first, it seems like it's just an awkward moment, but then he realizes he can't get up. The suction from the drain is incredibly strong. Hunt tries to pull himself free, but he's completely stuck. He starts calling for help, but everyone around him thinks he's just joking around. They laugh at him. The lifeguard doesn't take him seriously. His friends think it's hilarious. Meanwhile, Hunt is actually in serious danger, and nobody believes him. Talk about the boy who cried wolf, huh? The suction gets even stronger. Hunt's screaming now, genuinely terrified, but people are still laughing. And then it happens. The drain suction literally starts pulling his insides out through the opening. Oh, Hunt, nobody's laughing now. What makes this death so disturbing is the helplessness. He has time to understand what's happening, time to be terrified, time to beg for help that doesn't come through for him. That's psychological torture on top of physical horror. And the fact that pool drain accidents are real, rare but real, makes it even worse. The franchise took a legitimate fear and amplified it times 100. Final Destination 5 opens with one of the most spectacular disasters in the franchise. Sam Lawton has a premonition during a company retreat. They're crossing a large suspension bridge when Sam sees everything go wrong. It starts with the bridge swaying more than usual. Workers are doing construction and something goes wrong with the supports. A cable snaps with devastating force, whipping through the air and slicing through a car like it's made of paper. More cables start snapping. The road surface begins to buckle and crack. Cars lose traction and start sliding toward the gaps opening in the bridge deck. What follows is pure chaos. People try to run, but the bridge is falling apart beneath their feet. A construction worker gets crushed by falling concrete. Someone tries to jump between bridge sections and doesn't make it. Cars slide off the edge and plummet into the water below. The sound design is overwhelming. Metal groaning under stress, concrete cracking, cables snapping like gunshots, people are screaming, water rushing far below. What's truly terrifying here is the scale. This isn't one person dying in an elaborate way, it's mass casualties. Dozens of people dying simultaneously in different horrible ways, and your brain can barely process all the death happening at once. And the bridges are something we trust completely. We drive over them every day without thinking twice. This scene destroys that sense of security. Every bridge you cross after watching this feels a little less safe. Oof, engineering nightmares, am I right? Final Destination 3 starts with the franchise's most iconic opening disaster. Wendy Christensen is at an amusement park with her friends. They're about to ride a roller coaster called Devil's Flight. As Wendy boards the ride, she starts noticing things, small details that seem off. A loose bolt here, a frayed harness there, hydraulic fluid leaking from the track supports. The ride operators look tired and distracted. The coaster starts normally. Everyone's excited, screaming and laughing as they climb the first hill. But when they reach the top, everything goes catastrophically wrong. The hydraulic system fails, the track starts to separate, safety harnesses unlock unexpectedly, and the coaster cars derail at full speed. What follows is a nightmare. Passengers are thrown from their seats, falling dozens of feet to the ground below. Some get tangled in the track and are crushed as the cars continue forward. Others are decapitated by support beams or low-hanging structures. 2 people fall while still strapped to their seat, plummeting together. Someone gets thrown and lands on the wooden track structure, impaled on a support beam. Another person's harness fails, and they're flung into the distance. The camera doesn't shy away from showing you each death individually, the mechanical grinding of metal against metal, the screams that cut off suddenly, the awful sounds of impact. Roller coasters are supposed to be safe thrills, and that's the entire point. You're supposed to feel danger while being completely secure. This opening destroys that illusion completely. After watching this scene, every click of the chain pulling you up that first hill sounds different. Every rattle feels suspicious. Every safety harness check feels inadequate. You know logically that roller coasters are incredibly safe. But that little voice in your head now whispers, but what if? And honestly, that's what makes this franchise so effective. It takes the ordinary things we encounter every single day, the things we trust without thinking, and shows us the worst possible outcome. Tanning beds, elevators, acupuncture, highways, pools, bridges, roller coasters. After watching Final Destination, nowhere feels completely safe anymore. And maybe that's the most terrifying thing of all.